Hello, everybody. I hope you are all doing so fantastically. It is the end of 2019, and thank goodness, because I don't know about you guys, but 2019 has been probably one of the most weirdest and just horrible years of my life. A lot of things have happened very positively for me, and some things have happened that are really, really negative for me. And I wanted to just do a little video to say goodbye to 2019 and hello to 2020. I'm very excited to see what the new year has in store for me, for my channel, and I guess for my career and everything else that goes with it. So I'm going to be recapping with you what my 2019 has brought me so far and what I'm looking forward to in 2020. I'm also going to include some bloopers that I've kind of collated from this year. I don't normally kind of tend to keep my bloopers because they're always really embarrassing. Normally it's me being really hungry and my stomach is rumbling throughout the whole video, and it makes some really weird questionable sounds as well, so it's sometimes really embarrassing and I feel quite embarrassed to share that with you. I'll share some of them with you, the most funniest ones, I suppose, the ones I feel comfortable sharing with you. And then sometimes my throat makes a weird kind of frog noise which ruins most of the takes most of the time, so I'll put some of those in there as well. You'll also have to turn your sound down a little bit at the end for those bloopers because they're a little bit loud. I'm sorry. So, 2019. I'll start with the negative things first, just to get them out the way, because who wants to dwell on negativity, right? It's all about positive thinking and a positive mindset. So 2019, at the start of the year, my grandfather was very ill. He had heart failure, and that was diagnosed in 2018, the end of 2018. And he fought very hard and he fought very bravely, but unfortunately in March this year he passed away. And my grandfather was a really big inspiration to me, and I loved him so dearly. And he taught me how to be kind, he taught me how to be brave, he taught me how to speak up and say what you really feel. He taught me about being generous with your time and with your possessions as well. He was the absolute pillar of my local community, and he did so much for charity. He did so much for young people, like football and sports, and he was just loved by everybody that ever met him. And he was a lovely man, and unfortunately we lost him at the start of this year, but I have made it my mission to be more active in my own community, do more voluntary work, do more work with charities, and give back to my community like he did. So even though that was a very negative thing for me, I've managed to get a positive out of it, and hopefully do him proud by following in his footsteps, so to say. So that's the first negative thing. And the second negative thing is that my lovely beloved George dog, which you have seen in my studio opening, unfortunately he passed away too. He passed away at in like the end of this year, it was like October time, and we had him for a year and a half, and he was 17 and a half years old when he passed away. And because of his age and because of all his ailments that he had, and he couldn't walk in the end, and it was very distressing. And we made the decision, me and my other half, that it was time to help him over the Rainbow Bridge. So that was a very horrible time for me and my partner to make that decision and see it through. And anybody out there who's had to put their animal down is really awful, and it's quite I don't know, it lingers with you for quite a while, and we grieved for a long time, and we're not really over it yet, but we have said to each other that we would like to rescue a dog next year, and give love to a dog that doesn't have a home and needs a home. And we learned a lot from having George with us, because he was 24/7 care. We learnt how to be selfless, and we learnt how to be there for an animal, a creature that can't look after themselves. We learnt to go without certain things. We learnt how to love unconditionally, even though it was so bloody hard at times to get up in the middle of the night and go outside with him and toilet him and make sure he was clean. And I guess it was like having a mute four-legged baby. I guess he was very difficult towards the end, but we learned how to go beyond that and see past our own selfish needs of sleep and free time and stuff like that. So even though George was such a horrible, it was such a horrible thing to put him down, and looking after him was lovely and I wouldn't change it for the world. It was very hard, but I learned so much from caring for him and I wouldn't change it for the world. Alright, so the third negative thing that happened this year was that my mum was diagnosed with bowel cancer. Now, this was a real huge shock for all of us, because I had no idea that she was even suffering with symptoms or anything. All she ever said was that she had tried to cut out gluten and dairy and meat from her diet because it was making her feel a little bit uncomfortable and bloated, but I never really thought much of it. But when she went to have a endoscopy, or colonoscopy I should say, they found that she had a tumour in her colon. And obviously that was a huge shock, because you never think it's going to happen to anyone in your family, and my mum was very devastated by the news. But she started her radiotherapy and she finished in November, and the radiotherapy, doctor said he was very impressed with her because she had no symptoms. And she had basically sailed through the radiotherapy really well. She even took herself to some of the radiotherapy appointments in between the ones that I was taking her to and her partner was taking to. So she was really independent and really fighting through it. She has her operation next year, in the new year, where they remove the tumour from her bowel, and hopefully she'll make a full recovery. So the positive that I took out of that was that I got to spend a lot of time with my mum. She had to go for radiotherapy every single day, 5 days a week, and I took her in nominated days throughout that week. We split it up all between us. So she did 1 day, I did 2 days, and her partner did 2 days. So I was spending a lot of time with my mum, and for that I'm really grateful, because in the past my mum and I have never seen eye to eye, and we have a lot of differences. But I guess, in the past year or so, we've kind of, mellowed out, both of us, and we have, grown up and been able to see stuff from each other's perspectives. And spending that time with my mum and, comforting her through this kind of ordeal has made us a lot closer. And I really respect her a lot more, because she has definitely changed and become a lot better. And I really respect her for that, because she treats me a lot different now. She treats me with a lot more love, a lot more respect, and we actually just have fun. So even though this has been a horrible experience, it's actually made us think, you know what, I'll just throw all of that negative crap out and actually just focus on what's important. Focus on each other and focus on living life and not getting cross or anything like that. So that's the positive I took out of the negative. Another negative is that I didn't make a film this year. So the film we were meant to make this year was postponed because a certain studio, which I cannot name, picked the project up and was very, very interested in it. However, that meant that the project had to go on hold, and because we were getting into the fall kind of autumn season, we had kind of missed the opportunity to present another script ready to film, which was very disappointing. But that meant that everything kind of gets pushed to 2020. But the positive that I got out of that is that this major studio has actually looked at the script that we have, and they're interested in making it. Like, that's crazy. Even if it means that we don't make that project for years to come, the fact that these people are looking at it is amazing. So that's brilliant. And even though the film is postponed to next year, it meant that this year, in the gap, I got to focus on my YouTube channel and focus on making content for you guys, which I probably wouldn't have been able to do if the film had happened. It also means that I can stockpile my videos now for when I go onto the film in the new year. So it's okay. It's made it alright, balanced it out. But it does mean that I've had to rely on my YouTube channel as my primary source of income, because obviously the film was delayed. There's no income coming in our production company, so YouTube has become my full-time earning, which I didn't ever expect it to be. I've always had this channel as like a hobby, and it was never ever meant to be anything more than that. But in order to pay the bills, to keep a roof over my head and food in my belly, then I've had to spend more time doing custom videos and more content than anticipated for my channel, just to survive. But I'm learning lots, and I'm learning, because I'm doing it so much, so often, I'm learning so much as I go, and how much I can do physically, how much I can push myself, and how much that, works or doesn't work on my channel. So I'm learning those things out very, very quickly. So that's a positive out of a negative. The last negative thing is all the YouTube changes, like copper and so on and so forth. Now, I know that we don't necessarily know what's going to happen with copper and all of that stuff yet, so fingers crossed it works out okay, but I've had to delete some of the content from my channel just to be safe, like the My Little Pony colouring in books and the teacher role plays, the Miss White role plays, because I feel like they are suitable for kids, but the ASMR concept of it might not be suitable for kids, so I don't want to become in this kind of weird grey area and potentially get fined. Personally, I think it's all going to be okay, and I think that whatever happens, content creators and YouTube will come to a way that it will work. It'll be really, really clunky and people will be really frustrated, but I have a really strong feeling that, you know, these fines are there to kind of crack down on the major offenders of the copper rules and regulations, but I honestly don't know. But those videos that I have deleted will be available over on my Patreon temporarily for now, so they'll be available even to the lowest level tier of Patreon, which I think is like $1, and they'll live there temporarily until this copper thing like all blows over and I can re-upload them again and you can all enjoy them again. So that's all my negative news, and now I'm going to move on to my positive news. So the most positive thing that's happened to me this year is this studio, and it's all made possible by each and every one of you out there who has contributed to the GoFundMe page, people who have come to help to build it and decorate it and everything like that. It is just the perfect space, and I have been here like 2 or 3 days each and every week since its grand opening, and it's like my little cozy corner away from the hustle and bustle of life, and I can just come here and record, and it's just perfect and I love it, and I thank each and every one of you for making this happen. I'm so thankful. Second positive thing is that I turned 30 this year, and some people may not see that as a positive because people don't like to get old, or they like are frightened of age or afraid of dying or stuff like that, but I am so happy that I'm 30. I had a lovely time in Centre Parks with my other half, and my in-laws and my little niece and nephew came to visit as well, and it was just so lovely, and I'm so thankful that, you know, my parents and my in-laws chipped in to help send me to Centre Parks for my 30th, because I wasn't going to do anything because I couldn't afford it, but everybody chipped in and they made it a really special weekend, and I'm really thankful for that. So another positive is that I have been able to upload more frequently to my channel, which is a positive for me because I always wanted to do like 2 videos a week ever since I started my channel, because I have so many ideas, like they're bursting out of my brain. I have so many roleplay ideas, and then I have so many non-roleplay ideas, but I feel like I just want to get all of this stuff out and shared with you. So I think, you know, most weeks I've uploaded a roleplay on a Sunday and then a non-roleplay on a Thursday, and I hope that in 2020 I can continue doing that, which much. Obviously, if you guys have got any suggestions or anything like that, then please let me know. I'll also be opening up a poll on Patreon as well, to do like what roleplay to choose for that month, like the patron chosen roleplay and the patron chosen non-roleplay video, like one of each per month, chosen by patrons. But yeah, I just hope that I can continue that. I've also been doing a lot more custom videos, which are actually incredibly fun for me to make because the suggestions that come through aren't things that I would necessarily think of to do on my channel, and they're really, really inventive, and they challenge me in a more private way to make videos. And what I mean by that is that I don't have the fear of trying out new things for like a one-on-one custom video, because I can go back to that person and say to them, do you think this would be good, or do you mind if I try this in your video? And normally they're very responsive to it, instead of sort of doing the video and then putting it online and then it's like millions of people seeing it. It's really, really terrifying. So custom videos are a really good way for me to explore my creativity in a more kind of private way, more kind of secure and safe environment for me. And then those techniques that I've learnt from those custom videos, I can then slowly implement into my channel. And so many custom videos that I've done this year have actually led onto videos for my channel in some way or another, in some fashion. So thank you to all of you who have asked for custom videos. I'm going to try and open them up each month, but there's only a very limited amount each month, so hopefully I can continue doing those up until, fingers crossed, the next film happens. I've also got to meet some amazing people this year. I got to meet Hannah de Georges, the author who you've seen me pamper on my videos, and she's just so amazing, and I hope she's watching this. Hi Hannah, if you are. And I would really love the chance to collaborate with her again next year, because I don't know what it is, we just clicked and she's just so funny, and you'll see some of the bloopers from those sessions in a little while. But oh my goodness, I nearly wet myself with laughter. It was so funny and we had such a great time, and I really hope that we can collaborate again next year. I also met Carmel from the channel Little Mikami, and I was so lucky to have my own pampering session, which I really loved. And Carmel is a wonderful person, a wonderful therapist as well. She has just the most delicate and soft mannerisms that made me feel so welcome. And I was so privileged to spend time with her and her family in her home in Salisbury. And again, I really hope that next year we can do more collaborations together and do more videos on each other's channels as well. I hope she'll be able to teach me some of her techniques that she uses on some of her clients, and then I can do those on her, maybe. And apart from that, I've been... Oh wait, I've just realised one other thing. So a negative but in a positive way. So I had overactive thyroid, that's right, and why I've completely forgotten about it is that I am completely cured. Well, to how I think of it anyway. So a couple of months ago I did a video where I had overactive thyroid after being ill really, really bad. and I was put on some medication and having some blood tests. And I've been having, I think I've had like 4 blood tests so far. And the results after sort of stopping the medication, because I'll get into it into another video, but the bottom line is that my thyroid levels have gone back completely to normal, and I'm totally in the clear. So I think anyway, I've still got to have one more blood test and have my final review with my endocrinologist, and then hopefully they'll sign me off and away I go. But I'll be doing an updated video about that, about my whole journey through thyroid problems in the new year, after I've seen the final time I've seen the endocrinologist. That's another one I forgot to mention. Okay, so apart from that, I've been very healthy, I've been very, very happy, and I've generally just been loving life. But yeah, apart from all those rubbish things in 2019, I guess it's been a good one for me. Looking forward to 2020, I hope to completely update Patreon to incorporate some new tiers, some new perks, and really kind of push that side of WhisperAudios more. That way I can interact with you guys more, listen to your suggestions, and have like a home away from YouTube. Because of all the issues that YouTube have been having, I want to have another space just in case things go weird again with YouTube. I want to really build up the Patreon and, you know, have Patreon only videos over there, and kind of exclusive content over there. I hope to bring those changes in January. Obviously continue on with the custom videos, opening them up every month, to continue with the 2 videos per week on my YouTube channel, the roleplay and then the non-roleplay. I don't think I'll do any more than that, because I feel like that's enough for me, and I think that's kind of it suits my kind of schedule as well. I also hope to do a live video once a month as well, not weekly or anything like that, because I put up a poll the other day and a lot of you don't really like the live sessions, but I'd like to just do at least one a month, just to hang out with you guys and answer your questions maybe, or just hang out. And I'd also like to do more in-person collabs with other ASMR artists, or even viewers as well. Now, take that with a pinch of salt, because obviously to collaborate with random people off the internet, or random people, random strangers, there's obviously a level of risk for me. I'm not completely against it, but you know, I would like to talk to you obviously first if you were interested in doing like a collaboration, like an in-person ASMR pamper. Like Hannah, for instance, you know, she said she reached out to me with her book, and then I saw that she wasn't a complete weirdo, and then I offered her to come and do a collaboration with me. So if you're interested in doing like coming to the studio and having a pamper or an ASMR session, then please do send me an email. I will say, however, that at this time I'm only really comfortable in doing collaborations with women. Obviously ASMR artists who are male, who have a following and an establishment, then that's okay. But in terms of like people from the general population, I'm kind of just comfortable with women, so just keep that in mind. So thank you so much for listening, guys. I'm sorry if this was like boring, depressing, or dull in any way. I'm trying not to make it like that, but I thought I'd just do this kind of real video with you for, you know, to see the end of 2019 off, and to say hello to a brand new year and exciting opportunities and all of that. So I hope you enjoyed these bloopers. I've put together some of the best ones. And yeah, I would advise you to probably turn your volume down a little bit at this point, and hopefully you'll have a good laugh at some of them. Alright, thank you so much, guys, and I'll see you in 2020. Bye bye. Let's not do the hands. I'm merely the instigator. I can't do this. I can't even read my own lines that I wrote. Mr. WhisperAudios is going to the toilet.
A symphony orchestra. I know. I'm sorry, it's our stomachs combined. Sound wasn't going.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That whole
shit. Yeah, that whole bit.
It's on the roof. Quite scary. Well, not energy drink, like this. I get to spend
Sorry. I'm really trying to hold it in. It's okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's alright.
I actually just want to tell it to stop.
Sure, let me just check. Would you like to, why can I not do this? Okay. We'll get there. The beige tracksuits for the spring collection. So familiar with the that I started using it. I can't speak today. And today I and your day and your blah. Hi, thank you. Yes, thank you. That doesn't make any sense. Right, come on, Charlotte. The most beloved Christmas person. Beloved Christmas person. Plan my YouTube. It doesn't help when the microphones are like super sensitive.
I can buy my stomach.
In New York City, on the cusp of the 60s. In New York City, on the... I want to do the other ear. I love Toastman on that one. My cheeks are so shiny. Maybe. Is that okay? Still shiny, but I think we're alright. Hello. Why are my cheeks like seriously shiny? Look at that.
Sorry. It's like it's getting louder to a crescendo.
Do you want to like grab some water or like a snack or something?
Do you think that will shut it up?
Scotch egg.
Oh,
Corn.
nice. Okay.
Sorry, adverts. The advert. Real men don't get wet. What the fuck? My teeth are falling apart. And shit. A habit. What's that? A fucking Chinook? Oh my god, it's so cold. It's so cold. Have a chat outside my window, why don't you? outside your houses. It's 10:10 on a Tuesday. Knock on the door. I need to put this up a little bit higher so I can see it. Maybe there. That's good.